Alright, what is up, you guys? It's your boy Rob, Hollow Avarice, back again. My hair is so fluffy with some gaming goodness. We're back today. We're gonna do a little bit of Genshin Impacto. We did a little bit of the new patch. We tried out Astra Wonderland. It's fine. I'm really not about it. It's not what we were sold, is what I've been thinking about it for a couple days now. And think about the initial trailers we got for it. Actually, you know what? Look at this. And compare this to what we actually ended up getting. Look how animated those characters are. Look how smooth and clean the UI looks. It's such a curated trailer. Like this, the idea of this, like, build your own domains, I liked. But everything about Astra Wonderland has been, I think, bad. I tried the first-person shooter one. It wasn't great. I tried the soccer one. It was fine. I haven't tried the railroad one yet, or the Bomberman. I tried that tornado simulator. It sucked. But at least it was fast. So, like, that's what we were sold. And what we got was literally the worst parts of creative maps in Fortnite and Roblox. And I get why people are crashing out and upset over it, because that means we got this. They've been spent time and a lot of money developing this instead of expanding the map. And now we've only been getting map expansions, and not every patch, not every other patch, sometimes every 2 to 3 patches we get a map expansion. And I'm like, in a game that's exploration driven, that sucks. That's not good. The building out of the world should be the main focus. And apparently I didn't even realize it. Let's pop over for a split second. I don't even remember how to get there. Let's go to lobby. Let's flash over here for a second to the Astra Wonderland. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Matching hat, bro. I didn't realize this. Like, I was looking at the outfits. Apparently, if you spend money or credits or whatever to get an outfit, you only get the male or female outfit. So if you want to get... How much was the... Purchase the Coronal Nexus, whatever the... 184. as the maximum, right there. The cost may range from $2 to $184. So let's put it at $180, right? If you spend $180 to get this item, it does not include the palette swaps. You have to spend $180 potentially twice. That's $360, and that's only for the female outfit. You have to do the same for the male outfit. And apparently, there's no way to use the free-to-play currency to get any of these costumes. These are only paid right now with real money. Then there's the free-to-play ones, which, again, I didn't really engage with. But apparently, every 10 with the 4 stars, blah blah blah, with this and the standard pulls and all the other pulls in the real game, 10 pulls guarantee a 4-star, and then pity guarantees a 5-star. Not in this. In this, the only free-to-play system, 10 pulls guarantees a 3-star, and you need 70 pity to get a 4-star item. And this is the only thing you can do with the free-to-play currency. That's trash. That's legitimate scam material. Vile, disgusting. I decided I'll engage with it for the first patch to get the free-to-play stuff. But that's it. I'm never gonna pay for this crap. I played a couple of the games. I haven't. I've seen people do like they're only up, and I did Blade Soccer. I did Rebuild Fairy Tale Town. Whatever, bad. I don't remember which ones I did on stream. I think I did this one. The Peach Blossom Spring has homes. It's bad. It's just sit around and wait and push buttons occasionally. I did a couple of the race ones. I did Dodoko Racers. That was fine because it was quick. Like, it's not good. It's a poorly conceived game mode. I could have swore I saw someone on the... You know, it seems like a really poorly conceived game mode.
Defensive mode. You can't.
Be silent. Picked the wrong test subject.
So, you know, disappointing would be my thing. And that's the majority of their focus. And that's going to be Genshin. It takes them a few patches to catch up. Because obviously they have to work ahead. So I assume they're already pretty much done with development on everything through maybe like the midpoint of Not Cry. Towards the end of Not Cry. So Luna 5, 6, I assume they're probably going to be focusing a good chunk on Millie Astro Wonderland until the midpoint to end of Not Cry. And if people do not engage with it, we're still going to be getting content with it for the next 9-10 months. Because that's just how the cycle of development works. They can't stop midstream and change course fast enough. And they've sunk so much money into it. Crab.
Ready? Cleanup sequence initiated.
Observe.
Defensive mode engaged.
Close your eyes.
There you go.
Add
Alright.
Astra. Thank you for complete. Add Astra.
Okay. What did I have to do now? Alright, let's try the Nefer tutorial. We didn't do it last time. We failed on our Nefer polls. We failed another 50-50. That's our third failed 50-50 in a row. Nefer herself and certain characters can utilize their talents to consume Word and Do. After she uses her elemental skill, she enters Shadow Dance. Nefer can consume Word and Do to hold the attack button. When the party's moon sign level is ascendant, her elemental skill will cause dendrocores to be converted into seeds of deceit. First things first, let's look at the character. Again, I still hope that Nefer has one of the coolest designs of the Nodcry characters. Give me an idle animation, Nefer. Cool. That was clean. 2, 3. Oh, she has a 4 combo. She's got that walk. Ooh. Okay.
It all adds up. It all falls into place.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
The deception ends here.
Cool.
Leave this one.
By the frost moon of old.
Can't hide the truth. Time to come clean.
And I can just hold it and it keeps draining. Oh my god, that's cool.
It all adds up. It all falls into place.
So I can just hold circle and it keeps draining the...
Pew pew! Flash attack! With one heart, we pray.
No more lies.
Yeah, that's kind of sick, actually. All right. So we did a bunch of polls. I can't guarantee too many more. But I can do a little bit more. I don't even remember what PD we ended at. 5, 10, 15. Oh. Drift is annoying. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. 74 is where we ended. And that was after... so it's literally just going to be this. So yeah, 1 plus 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 43. So you know what? That first one wasn't bad. I'll say. Was what, about 45 to get my first one? Awesome. Failed 50-50, then 74. So literally a 10 pull will get me Nefer. Right? So there it is. I was 1 pull away.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nefer, head of the Curatorium of Secrets. You may have heard a few rumors about me, but don't let that trouble you. Fact or fiction, I assure you it won't impact.
Yep. That's a yo-yo. All right. 110 pull because I'm in a good mood. Ooh, there's new weapons in here? Moonweaver's Dawn. It's kind of cool. I got you already. Get out of here. Yeah, no, that seems about right. All right, Nefer.
Interesting.
We have enough to ascend her 2 or 3 times, I believe. What am I missing? Oh, green chunks.
Another path.
Should be able to ascend one more time. There, she's at the 70-80 range where I had like all my characters. Let's just throw something on her. Okay. So we have Nefer. So she's gonna work better with a modified Hyper Bloom team, right?
Lucky you. I have some time to kill.
Okay. Let's find something to equip to her that looks good. So it doesn't look terrible. Discovered Atlas. The crap I just pulled. You know? That doesn't look bad. Bloom damage is increased, and Lunar Bloom is increased by 12. And I said that it would work well for her. Let's equip it for now. Okay. Just throw, again, any halfway decent weapon on her for now. Bring it up to 50. Can I ascend it past this? Yeah. I should actually be able to get probably one more of these. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Curatorium of secret characters can use their intelligence gathering to obtain intel from certain Nodcry residents. Special dialogue. Obtain 6 pieces of intel each week. After obtaining intel, trade it with Catherine. Classified information used to unlock new quests, which can be completed to earn rewards. Let's see it. I checked absolutely everything. Turns out I was right all along. What were you checking? Nodcry power rankings. Ever since the Harbingers descended, it's been one of the most talked about topics at school. When I take my findings back to Snezhnograd, I'll be the most popular kid on the block. Congrats. It's the second of the Fatui Harbingers. The doctor has actually accomplished. He's all bluster. Surely it's not the boss of the Curatorium of Secrets. A frail, helpless... You're literally talking to her.
Can't hide the truth.
Oh, there you go. A student of the Suzanne royal family skipped classes under the pretense of medical leave, currently compiling a set.
No more lies.
Entirely non-credible. Okay, so that's it. So I go up and I R2 them. So it's only select people. So I have to run around every week and find out who I can gather intel on. Let's convert 2 of them. Make 2 of those. Blah, 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 blah. Claim all. So this brings it 15%. 60 for Bloom, 15 for Lunar Bloom. $18. So it's 3% extra for the Lunar Bloom. And 12% extra. Not bad.
Can't hide the truth.
Former member of the Adventurers Guild.
Capable enough, but not exactly the brightest candle in the box. I doubt he has the nerve to stick his neck out.
Okay. Lady Never, you coming to some money? Have you been picking up commissions? How'd you know? I think this is what they need to flesh out. Having specific characters rewards the people who whale and dolphin, like me, and buy the specific characters.
It all adds up.
An opportunistic merchant guards as well as her life, setting personality aside and has significant business acumen.
No more lies.
Works in Shizagrad's Korolevsky trope. Her makeup design is highly praised amongst the nobility. Oh, get back here. Enjoys a certain level of recognition in Fontaine's fashion circles. Plans to make Yehoda her beauty model. You gonna steal my Yehoda? You know, since we have a new character, actually.
It all adds up.
A Marechaussee
Like
Phantom agent.
From the Marechaussee Phantom is having another fruitless day.
Unyielding a steel worthy of admiration. Nefer, please. Sugar sculpture, Nefer.
Can't hide the truth.
There's nothing if I just do it for random people, yeah. Wasn't there like a fortuitous agent up here somewhere? I remember where he was. Might be over there? Oh, I could also go underground, as there's probably a bunch of people down there. I'm trying to remember where that really intimidating Fatui agent was. There he is. Yep, I knew it. Young and inexperienced, not even remotely brave, wants to order a custom weapon, struggling to save up money.
No more. All right. Time for a break. That's enough intel for now.
So I have enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Very important. Let's see. Xbox wings. The Xbox wings look really good on her. So do the Sumeru wings, though. I think the deeper green looks a little better. Yeah. Man, these Xbox wings have been dope. Alright, Catherine?
Add Astra.
Intel refreshes every week. Cool. Haunted something. Oh, and it provides like a world quest? Only yesterday there were plenty of bounties going to the flagship. Now there's only one left. Apparently it's because of the Traveler. But even she hasn't been able to crack this last one. Just because something isn't right on the bounty radar doesn't exist. That's right. There were 4 bounties. I was able to get 3 of them. And then there was that last bounty about a person who disappeared. Lady Nefer doesn't want to give interviews from Charlotte. And then after this, we will... Details on the target are up on the board. I can fill you in, but if you need, don't bother haggling over bounties. The 4 targets, we only have leads on 3. First was wanted for fraud. Stops the state of the spiel. The Curatorium wants to get involved. Crackjaw, that's it. And Crackjaw's got him missing, and we know his last location was in that canyon where all the red and blue magnetism was. You looking for his credits? I say he has some marks on his back. He never actually has any marks. Besides, how you gotta see him? Hark revealed his true nature here in Notre Dame. He fled north of Lempo Isle and picked up his old life of crime. Track him to Pyramida. He made it all the way to Snizhnograd. Nothing but ice and snow up there. I'm not even sure if my arm would function in the cold. You need Northern Automail. Winry Rockbell is an expert at making it now. Don't get caught up on looking for the scar. Yeah, we got Hidimbi on our first day. We got Karagi and we got the smugglers. Hark the Crackjaw. Oh, special dialogue between Flynn's and Demian? That's cool. I'm like, that all looks new. Oh, I forgot it's a new patch, so there's probably gonna be new drinks to buy or new recipes to buy. If I see troublemakers, I'll mess up their hair. Any special fruits in stock? What kind of fruit were you looking to eat, intelligence, and purchase? I'll check with the leader of the caravan. So this lady is secretly an information broker? Maybe have any special gadgets, a special mechanism. They're agents of the Marechaussee Phantom. About Yehoda's arm, the Sea Hook Gang. I've heard some of the spare remaining members are on their way to Fontaine. Spare parts have been fallen to the river, Flusandra. We have some reliable friends, the Spina de Razula. That's actually kind of cool. So you can see that Nefer has agents all around, and just by having conversations with them... Where was the little restaurant? Here. There you go, 2 new things. Lohikito and Lackberry Pie. Always buy flour, always buy cream. I think this guy up here, I thought because the only person who was in this area I think was over here. So I have a feeling this guy might be Crackjaw. Is he around here somewhere? Yeah. Right, this has got to be Crackjaw. Toma's in Mondstadt? Toma's gone homa? Great, because he's half Inazuma and half Mondstadt. With Kaya. You're absolutely right. Nothing beats Mondstadt's dandelion wine. Your long-awaited homecoming. Drink up and make the most of it. And while the apple cider and dandelion wine here are stellar, my favorite is Death Afternoon, a personal favorite. Traveler. Welcome back to Mondstadt. Hearing that from you feels odd. The honorary knight of Favonius welcoming a Mondstadter back home. Don't mind me. Hard to describe I'm happy, but feeling a bit nostalgic. It's been so long. Already sorted through everything my mother left for me. Some more important documents, other old mementos. I inspected and cleaned the house. Old places that stay empty too long tend to fall apart. Took longer. Then I'd pop it. That's when I bumped into Sarkaya. You're always welcome here. To see Ulrich's son return. Be sure to come back when you get a chance. Ulrich joined the Knights. So Toma's mother was a member of the Knights. Did I know that? Hearing a Mondstadter's first-hand account of Inazuma beats learning about it from reports. They could exchange addresses. There's a lot of things that can't be explained. Add that to my lore. Only half a day back home, I've run into an old friend and even met a new one who knows my family. Too much good fortune not to toast. Ooh, Death Afternoon, that's strong stuff. I wish I could handle stronger liquor. Nothing embarrassing about it. Ulrich could drink most sailors under the table. When Mondstadt Kid hasn't pulled that trick at least once, Diluc and I did something similar when we were children. They're things only fellow Mondstadters really understand. There's a time Oriko's passing out Inazuma and snacks to everyone. Is that why? Dango, I believe. Good stuff. To the Yashiro Commission do I owe my thanks. The Dango was Miss Kamisata. Lord Kamisata sent tempura. Hiratatsu sent seasoned onigiri. When your mother left for Not Cry, we knights threw our farewell party. So is she currently in Not Cry? With, the majority of the Knights of Favonius and Varka? Don't mind if I do. They'll be thrilled. Kaya, go to Inazuma. That'd be awesome. Kaya's a world-weary traveler now. We've had Kaya in Sumeru. Alright, let's start the new Archon quest. The Rachier Solnari has been revived with the aid of the Kuvaki beam. A new crisis looms over Nod Cry.
This realm is... If you ever...
Please select target for cleanup sequence.
I think I'm gonna have
Any
her do it. I
promising
think I'm gonna do
leads?
this. Because these three are more off-field, she's on-field, so then that's the team I'm gonna stick with for now. Never be the anchor.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rerir, though. If only he was gone for good.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon?
Hey, Radomir.
Mr. Flynn's has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry.
A wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's go!
Song of the Welkin Moon, Act 3. A nation that doesn't exist. Also, neither here nor there, and I did record them. I have been doing all of these. We're on to our next... So we're able to finish part 1. And get from Here I Gaze, a cloud-wrapped moon, and a blanket of stars. And we're on to... part 2, where we can get a new background, and because I'm really excited for Act 3 to get the wings. I have them recorded. Maybe I'll put them on if I need a bio break or something. Um, she repaired a Kuhenki's instrument. She helped a lost child from the Frost Moon Scions find their way back home. Come day or night, may the moonlight connect us. And she found a lost badger found its way into her home. And she decided to contact Lauma for help getting out into the world for the first time in a while. Speaking of Lauma, let's... The mines. Oh my god, it looks like claw marks. Yehoda, I know, Nefa.
I can barely
Lauma and
sense
Flins.
any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
And we're directly outside of Nasha Town.
Looks like his appetite
right
truly
there.
is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? Ah, everyone's here already.
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the Crystonite itself is physically intact, but the Kuvaki it contained is all but completely diminished.
And we're sure that Rerir did this.
I mean...
Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Look at that.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Rerir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
He is one of the 5 sinners of Conria.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after regaining his body?
And I remember I took a snapshot of it. I mean, I constantly take snapshots of lore, but where is he? One of the many Genshin creators that I follow, I think it was one of the lore people, was talking about his title specifically. Not Rerir Solnari, not Rerir, but the blasphemy against death. And there are 5 sinners of Conria, and I might have mentioned this when I saw that, and there's 4 shades in the primordial one, right? So we know the shades of the primordial one are Nabirius of life, Easteroth of time, Asmodeus of space, who was the one that smote us in the beginning and separated the twins, and Renova of death. And then the primordial one represents logic and reason. The 5 sinners of Conria could exist each in turn to specifically counter one of those 5. Like, Rerir is the blasphemy against death. So Rerir would be the antagonist to Renova. We know Reindatir is the counterpart to Nabirius, because Reindatir literally ate Nabirius and they are now as one. Verifalnir is a crystal being that exists outside of time. That seems to counter Istaroth pretty well. And Skirk's master, the one whose name I always forget, Sertology the Foul. We know he's literally, he collects beings from other worlds like the all-devouring narwhal, and he's literally traveling between dimensions. That seems like a natural counter to space, which would make Heroptatir the only sinner we know nothing about, which means the sage, the wise one, the perfect counter for Logos, the primordial one. And I find that incredibly fascinating.
There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
He was extremely dangerous even then.
Didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he's... Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such...
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. Unless something went wrong.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfectly?
So either he's more skilled than we gave him credit for, or someone's helping him?
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
That actually sounds about right.
So
He was really
his insanity
aware
is
the whole time,
paranoia, and
he
he's
had
hiding
zero
from
interest
everything?
in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he might be hoping to achieve.
About that,
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to... I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger.
Traveler, tell them a little bit.
Last time we had Marionette and her big robo buddy to help us. Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it.
Well, I do have a little hunch about it. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis.
I agree, we should split up. Right now,
Wait, why Hisi Island?
if I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore.
That's right. Yes, it...
Splitting up's
Yeah.
always gonna be risky. But
And if we do,
That's when you follow the
Hisi
third
Island
rule
is
of treasure
actually-
hunting.
didn't you say the third rule was go with the flow?
I don't know.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir, do not pursue him. Get out of the area and alert the rest of...
all right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Anefa, let's go.
One of the Genshin creators I follow, again, I follow like Ashikai, Minslif, a lot of lore content creators. I think it was Minslif who was talking about how if you read the books that we bought, I bought a bunch, like all the books in game, and some of them have hidden lore. They mentioned that the reason that Nodcry is so in tune with Kuvaki is it's made of a failed moon. The Moon Sisters were made by the Dragon King, Nibelung. And they were like literally shaped from the earth and tossed into the sky, and that's how the Moon Sisters came to be. There was almost a fourth moon, but it failed to manifest fully. And the chunks of that failed moon are Nodcry. It's literally the same material as the moon, or as the Moon Sisters, and then one of those Moon Sisters fragments, after their deaths, fell back to the planet and were drawn to Nodcry. I personally believe it's similar to this, the magnets. If it was literally drawn... It's Kazuha's birthday today. Happy birthday, Kazuha.
Insulation chamber.
You poor last look.
Can't hide the truth. No more lies. Can't hide the truth. Defensive mode engaged.
Forest, protect us for the everlasting forest.
The mystery unravels. No more lies. It all falls into place. It all adds up. Time to come clean.
A grave transgression. Oh, forest, take my broken crown.
Insulation chamber deployed.
Forest, protect.
No more lies. Can't hide the truth.
Yeah, see, that just kind of deletes everyone. They all disappear. Oh no! Longing. Rusted.
Emotions are like a raging torrent that surges
Daybreak
through the mind.
17,
More
benign.
often than not,
Hey,
if you
Song, how
try
you
to hold
been?
them back, you'll be swept away by their unstoppable force.
Change your name?
And if you try to,
You may have changed your name, but you can't change who you are.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
Receive my blood.
Seek within. No more lies.
Homecoming.
Can't
One.
hide the truth.
Freight car.
Leave this place.
No more lies. It all falls into place.
You poor lost lamb.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Fruits start to give off an alcoholic smell when they've
There we go.
left out for too long. I don't.
You just watched Thunderbolts. You waiting for it to come out but forgot about it? Ah. It was pretty good. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was way more of a like feel-good Unity movie than I thought it was going to be, with Bob's storyline and what else? And like and all of their backstories and all of their psychological trauma. You liked Brave New World way more than Thunderbolts? I mean, fair. I feel like a lot of people didn't give Brave New World a chance. Brave New World was, I think, pretty solid. I think it was way better than people gave it credit for. I think the Red Hulk as General Thunderbolt Ross as an antagonist was way more interesting. I truly believe Harrison Ford. I mean, the man is a weirdo and he's a little bit out there. Like, he was very out. He's a very out there guy, Harrison Ford. But
Any leads?
Brave New World just really solidifies how phenomenal of an actor he is. Every scene he was in, he stole. And I think Anthony Mackie kept up for him very well. Anthony Mackie kind of like went tit for tat with Harrison Ford, who's an acting legend, who is an icon. It doesn't feel right having the Avengers and everybody's take on the new Avengers were legit saying it felt more like a family, which it did. Yeah, the new Avengers, I get it that they're called the new Avengers in, like, name, but the idea is that Sam Wilson's Avengers, the new Captain America's Avengers, are out there, and we're going to see them in Doomsday, which I'm excited about.
Nope.
But this new one is
squat.
like,
No clues
is
to
a
where he might be
family
hiding.
who have basically
It's like
trauma
he's a
bonded.
ghost. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second.
And
Ugh,
it's
I
all,
hate this
what's her name?
feeling. I'd rather face
Elaine
him
from
head on than be
Seinfeld.
left hanging like this.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Like basically
Not
her
nothing
machinations to
either.
create the new
How about
Avengers.
you, Flint's?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was already gone, almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or he...
He's been biding his time for a while now.
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did still want it, he's had plenty of chances to take it.
Where are the other Avengers? Well, I mean, we kind of have answers to that, and it's they're all off doing their own things, right? Thor is raising the daughter of Gore the God Butcher on an alien planet. Hulk trained his cousin and is kind of in retirement on an island with his son, Scar. Still waiting for that story. Wanda is missing, presumed dead after Doctor Strange. I think she's going to come back for this movie, and we're going to, and possibly Vision Quest, and we're going to see the culmination of her story there. And Doctor Strange is traveling the multiverse with Clea, the daughter of Dormammu. So they're all just off doing other things. Yeah.
All we can do now is hope that Ino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rerir. If you've got the guts, come face me one-on-one!
I think what they're going to do with Doomsday, and to an extent Secret Wars, there was a series, it was the second, it wasn't the main original Secret Wars. The original Secret Wars was about going to an alien world and fighting at the behest of the Beyonder, and it was heroes versus villains.
Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean...
No. Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kuthar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
Oh, we're getting a cutscene. Hold on a second. Oh my god, it's Rerir versus Columbina? Alright, Genshin. Main story cutscenes are never not incredible. Cool. That was a cool shot. The water was like a mirror, but then it rotated and she was falling.
No time for questions. Stop him!
Come on, Yoda.
Insane. on it.
He's got the power of little hands.
Now you shall plunge into darkness. Thelindis, soon I will find a way.
Thelindis. I don't think we've ever heard that name before. Did he just freeze a death beam? Oh, did it like scratch her and steal her Kuvaki? I'll say these shots are oddly cinematic. Absorbed his void. Cool. Yeah, Nefa! Peace! But where he slammed into the ground, he mass summons the Wild Hunt.
Find them, even if it means turning this place to ashes.
To ashes! To ashes! That was awesome. That was really cool. That was a sick cutscene.
That was too close.
Oh, we barely made it out of there alive.
She instant transmissioned us, everyone.
How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's one of the 5 sinners, and that wasn't his full
He's
strength.
a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
Yeah, his strength is akin to that of the primordials. He was so strong, the gods decided a whole nation had to be wiped off the map.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about?
We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out by the time we arrived.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't see
I'm not
how
gonna
it all
talk to her in a
started.
cutscene.
It all escalated so quickly.
Kutar, can you shed any light on...
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues.
Top notch, I know,
There are
top
many
notch.
reasons why people might worship the moon. And just as many why they might despise. I've never met that person before. But there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility toward... Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the Traveler escape his grasp.
Sorry, all
This
Genshin
could be
characters
his way of
versus all
taking
Thunderbolt
revenge.
Avengers. MCU, let me guess, you're gonna say MCU Avengers. No, actually. I would probably give that to all the Genshin characters. The strong, because think about it. The majority of them, like, your powerhouses in the MCU Thunderbolt Avengers are Ghost's phasing, Bucky's strength, I think Yelena and Walker are cool characters, and Red Guardian is cool. The 3 of them are just super soldiers or regular soldiers. They don't stand a chance against the majority of Genshin characters. They're incredibly strong, but they can't keep up with the sheer arsenal of Genshin characters. The weird ones would be Ghost with her phasing, but I feel like some of the weird shenanigans that Genshin characters do with their elemental powers. Look at that cutscene we just had. Because her thing is she can't last for long. The strongest member of it would be Sentry, who, yeah, god level power. And if he goes full void, it's even harder to get that past that point. But I feel like there are specific Genshin characters who could some who could deal with the Sentry, and some who are uniquely suited to dealing with the Void. Including one character that you probably would not expect. Yume Mizuki. Her thing is she literally eats bad dreams and heals trauma. And the Void is literally born from his psychological dream trauma.
It is also possible
So
that
I'm just
he
throwing it
covets
out
the
there.
Kuvaki inside you, but right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world. No, I can't say that.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice?
Well, I mean...
It's not too late.
She's like, I really want to run, but I can't be the one who
So
suggests
you have
running.
plenty of
We
time
should
to
run.
make
Oh
your
yeah, I
escape.
agree with the god.
Wait, what? You're gonna...
Doesn't that make sense? A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it like? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential. And this is not my...
We can't just roll over and let him...
Yeah. We can't just call it quit. Besides, she'd pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
Oh.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking.
Rerir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
Running won't solve anything.
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scions need you.
Maybe you need
Any
the Scions.
relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll
I don't
choose
agree with
to
that.
stay,
I don't agree that
not
any
out of
relationship based on
obligation,
need is purely
but
transactional.
as part of our family.
There can be far more to that. There can be far things. There are relationships that are codependent, yes, built around need, but
You
they
were
don't have
born
to be
here,
transactional.
And now you've
And they don't have
returned.
to be unhealthy.
Who knows? Perhaps
can be
it
very
was the
easily.
moonlight that guided you home.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. Used to you now.
It's our
Very
turn to
well
help
then.
you.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant.
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now. Rejected by the world. My power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength.
That's why we need the Moon Marrow to borrow the
3
Eternal
moons
Moon's
are
power.
not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the Eternal Moon's marrow.
The Eternal Moon's Marrow is hiding inside of us. That's where we hid it. We're holding it for Lauma. And it's kind of like... What's the best way to put it? There are 3 different appliances. An oven, a fridge, and a blender. They all do dramatically different things, but they're all powered by electricity. So, her, the Frost Moon, cannot act as an oven or a blender, but she can still take the electricity. She can still use the same power source, the Kuvaki.
But this method of recovery is painfully slow.
Okay.
If only we could find...
It's the
Uh-oh.
Wild Hunt!
Find something.
Even
Are we gonna
faster
have
than
to
we
find a
expected.
MacGuffin?
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for?
We have a trial team. So it's just better versions of all the characters I have. Yeah, they're all level 90.
Installation chamber deployed.
They just keep coming. This is driving me nuts.
Rerir's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's house to escape. This goes on much longer.
Be silent.
Defensive mode engaged. Annihilation mode.
Close your eyes. Observe. Too dark.
Try the thrust manifold.
Long sleep seconds.
Christ, protect us for the everlasting.
Too dust.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
Yeah, everything flows so well with R3T.
Close your eyes.
Okay, last round. Try the thrust manifold.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Yeah, and with... Wolf's gravestone. Could it be? It is! Finally! Mentioned all the way back in 1.0. Daddy's home.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
How are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir?
Whoa! You're Barca? Grand Master of the Knights of Bavonia?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole.
Oh, is that where I think it...
That's the one. Come on, move! There's no time to...
Alright, Daddy. I mean, Varka, Dadika.
Wow! Where are we? This is so...
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nodcry, but they've got contacts in every nation. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. This meeting's been a long time. You look way younger than Paimon expected.
I was hoping he would have a beard.
Definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my... Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe.
I want to see
I brought some of the
Varka's
knights along to give him a
battle
little
with the captain.
surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile up. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he sees you as a threat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up towards something.
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why is...
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Moon God's back. He wants it.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it.
He ate our cannon.
So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Rerir of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in.
I'm truly sorry. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to...
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised, but now that a new variable has come into play...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing.
Yeah.
The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. That said, while I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flint's added caught my attention.
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcryan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki's...
Oh.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing... Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfartnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I doubt it's by chance
to draw
that he
them
happened
away.
to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Rerir of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So...
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter.
Are we gonna get a Rerir boss fight? Is he gonna be the boss of
the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here.
Is he gonna be like the new weekly at the end of Luna 3?
We're still no match for Rerir in his current state, let alone with his power still growing.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And the Iridescent Moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world itself. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
So we need to find a power from the Iridescent Moon, which is the black moon that shines over the abyss and that we saw in Arlecchino's power and backstory, and Arlecchino was in the
Hold
trailer.
on. Are you suggesting?
The iridescent moon. The last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible.
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
The Experimental Design Bureau? Are you saying we need to involve Marionette?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design
Really?
Bureau.
It's one quick teleport.
There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's
I'll go with
settled.
her.
Next up, our second priority. Somehow, we need to figure out Rerir's end goal.
So we need to up our strength. Number 1, up our strength to beat Rerir. Number 2, figure out what he's doing.
As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying low for a while, was to try and assassinate. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title, the Rerir of Solnari.
Solnari being one of the 3 moons. Arya, Canon, and so Solnari had another word, but it became Arlos, Canon, and Solnari.
The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root.
It's true. If Kuthar hadn't given up...
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry has a clue.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machine.
She heard me.
She was here the whole time, like Sam Reich.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business.
Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. We can't do this without the Curatorium.
Wait a sec. Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig.
She's the
Allow
head
me
of
to
the...
introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it all.
So the head of the biggest spy network in the world is... Nefer.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase.
So her
Seems like
public
you've run into
face
some
is
trouble,
the head
huh?
of an intelligence network in Just Not a Cry. But her greater thing is like, yeah, that's just obviously my persona. I'm also running all of the intelligence in the entire friggin' country. Or in all nations.
Well, this certainly qualifies as an
So you're just going to say...
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you?
Oh? Then I'd say...
I can't put a price on something like this.
Many people will
It's just
die.
not in my nature. But then again, you and I... If you insist on compensation...
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among...
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be... If there's any way we can...
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay.
Nefer, you a baddie. But don't be a dick.
You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune.
Like, there's a difference between working for free and working to actively save the world. Because if everyone dies, no one's going to be around to pay you anymore.
Flynn's. That fragment that Rerir was after.
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up.
Wait, you actually have...
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract... Time to make our move. I'm in for this part.
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop.
Distract him, sorry.
Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nogcry. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your...
I like it.
No biggie.
All right, then. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and...
So we're team go deal with Sandrone. Oh, there you go. Yep. This is a cool little map screen. It was the map that was hanging up there in the intelligence network.
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau?
Whatever we want. What, are you gonna stop us?
We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck.
You really think that's gonna...
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us?
Do I need to remind you she's still technically the third-ranked Fatui Harbinger?
Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat?
No.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
Bum, bum, bum.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy my own curiosity. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
Yeah, I knew it.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... what is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
So the Rooster and the Regrator were here. That's, Puccinella and Pantalone, right? Genshin, I don't ask for much. I want what's best for this game. I want this game to improve. So everything I ask for is improvements. I don't ask you cancel Millie Astral Wonderland. I don't ask that you cancel TCG, even though I feel like they're just an unnecessary resource in this game. I don't ask you to improve the gacha system, even though I failed 3 in a row. I don't ask you to implement costumes on the main characters, even though I would buy them and it would make money if you did it on the Traveler. I don't ask that you improve the Traveler and give us quick swap options, even though I think it would be beneficial. All I ask is that the Rooster become a playable character. That little gremlin who sits on who's sitting on the throne in the splash art from the Trials of Tevat trailer, Travalis, whatever it was, from all those years ago, giving us the titles for each nation. You chose the rooster in the splash art. I'm just saying, we don't have a small male character model yet, but I want to play him so badly.
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon.
What does Arlecchino have to do with the iridescent moon's marrow? We know Arlecchino was a summon to this world. She was summoned. She's not a descender, but the nation of Conria made a practice of summoning outsiders to this world in hopes of summoning a descender who had the power to go against the primordial one.
Is that a no, then?
And Arlecchino and her bloodline are of that. He is our common enemy.
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away.
You would have died.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it?
Oh, she's upset
I
that her
keep
friend is
losing
gone.
People. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than the multi-centenarian goddess, who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why
Oh, I like her.
Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment.
Generally tried to introduce Columbia to new flavors.
Oh, yeah.
They're friends.
And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again.
Make Capitano playable as well. Bring Capitano back.
Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia, have Fevronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just another transaction. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people.
Yep.
But I see the same greed in their eyes.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly,
Yep.
I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
So I'm assuming by higher up she means Dottore and the Jester. We better not keep rocking the others waiting.
That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay Huh? What do you mean? Listen.
Wild
My
Hunt.
lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again.
All right.
Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. Don't tell me what to do. Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or stare all you want, Colin.
I know. But thank you anyway, Sandra.
This is exactly
God,
why
she's so
you shouldn't hang
tsundere.
around with those people. All their
Ha.
Come on then, Mr. Rerir. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes
Mecha
out.
tanks versus ghosts. Is this gonna be an event? What is this? Come on, put us in control. Yes! Pew 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 pew. Is it some dronies like consciousness is moving between?
Prepare to fire!
Good. Moving. Ooh, high angle turret.
That's it.
Our
Keep
sniper.
them head down. Don't let them get near. Rotate out. Deploy all backup units. Get in there and hold the line.
Cool.
They're more tenacious than I thought.
I'm just gonna aim for the big ones.
Where the real fun begins. Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
Some of you focus on the small guys, I'm only focusing on the big boys.
Finally, the Rerir himself. Time to...
Oh, there he is. Oh, no.
Where'd he go? Uh-oh.
Polonia, get in!
I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you bitch!
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten...
Yeah! Alright. Now to Nefer, Lama, and Yehoda at the Curatorium. This is the group that's trying to find his weakness. Or trying to find his reasoning, right? So that was group 1. That was trying to get power.
So this is your method for investigating Rerir's path.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned.
Whenever we wish. I've never faced Rerir myself. But from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting...
Once I take a job, there's no backing out.
Grab a drink while these two talk.
Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe, is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day.
Eh?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Oh boy, Dory.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. Anyway, I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
I genuinely can't run any further.
Shady merchant. There's literally only one character in the entire game that describes.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening,
And we're back to Port Ormos music.
completely snapped at us. But in
Dory, Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
if you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki, and when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in.
You know what? I never thought of it. Is the being in her lamp a true genie? Because we've met the Djinns.
I've been giving her a 30%
The 108 Djinns that once served King Deshret.
So that no one here feels
and
left
Lady,
out, I'm willing to
the
extend
goddess
a
of
20%
flowers.
discount to fellow friends of Boss Nefer. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord Sangamabe is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble.
You guessed correctly.
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking
You're
a powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Notcry in the near future.
So it's got to be Nicole or Alice.
If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an...
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, this is for my personal use only.
Let's just say I'm borrowing. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
Cool. That was just a boob shot.
Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeep.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things, so remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound.
Alright, I'm intrigued by this. Laying down the ground rules.
Now then,
We're gonna trip the light
let
fantastic
us
over
peer
here.
into the Rerir of Solnari's past.
Okay, this is huge. Are we gonna learn some Conria lore?
I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture.
Yeah.
Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Rerir of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginning. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway.
I gotta look at the number one thing. I'm seeing Conrian towers and architecture. A courtyard, but nothing beyond that. Pillars. Storage boxes, everything is neatly organized. Whoever lives there enjoys a comfortable life. That's Rerir of Solnari. Oh my god, we're literally in his mind. We're him. Oh, that's so cool. handwritten
Hi,
note.
Rerir. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin...
They didn't sign their name.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone.
Felindus.
Felindus was tied up with... Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, but if he invites me again...
The Lindis. That...
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll... Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Granddaughter?
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their build. They even use alchemically modified strains for food.
I've just about saved up enough now.
Making a big purchase.
The author was an ordinary Conrian.
He really is a professional. Despite what he's become.
Near the end, you notice a page with a shallow indentation.
Did Rerir rip it?
Rougher or haphazard way.
Before I met you, I was convinced the burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away.
This is just trivial sentimentality. The burial place of a fallen moon.
Rerir, over here.
Dane?
Dane! Oh, and, Vedelfin here? What a surprise to see you here.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink.
Dane and
Even the
Vedelfin.
court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Rerir is the
Don't look at
court
me.
prophet.
As far as I see it,
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question?
who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? You still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place.
So, right, yeah. Rerir.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job, a member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, same old.
Vince
Nothing
King.
much to... What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Vedelfin, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blade? Why did he react so strongly? Why did he react so strongly?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. Perfectly normal. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more unsettling.
Again, this is the first... I will say, this is the first official mention of the Vinster King in the main story. Felindus?
Felindus? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your
Is
day
she
then?
not Conrian? Oh, she has the Conrian brooch, but not the Conrian eyes.
Aw,
Like,
why the long face? Is something the matter?
because he does.
Went for a drink with Dane and the others.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedifnir showed up today, too. You know, Daneslif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vedifnir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Daneslif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it.
So, you're worried? We're nobodies. Why would the visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has... You worry too much, Rerir. We've been together for ages now.
So, you...
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like...
All right. Nobody's. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly?
This is a cool shot, actually.
Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Whatever I do, it won't make much difference. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline...
Arlecchino's bloodline.
grows ever more intense. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their body. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it.
That's good.
Yet the king has never even considered
The evil
a
king, the
gentler
Vinster
approach.
King.
He never will. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace?
I like how that even in the past, one eye is covered.
Felindus. It's nothing. You were right. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together.
See? You just need to stay positive. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy. That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening.
You go ahead. I just have a few...
Even busier than the big shots, huh?
Free la... Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really...
Well, that goes without saying. Besides, they're two completely different things.
All right. White outfit.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the Vinster King's Guard. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly... Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Yep.
Our last operation was a resounding success.
Circle.
And all thanks to you, Rerir of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon. and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger
Because
on.
the dynasty of the Vinster King was the dynasty of the Black Moon, or the Eclipsed Moon. The dynasty from before the Vinster King, the one that did all the summonings, was the dynasty of the Crimson Moon.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. And that's exactly why they keep trying to see it. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my part.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Hey, we murder people.
How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us,
but I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson Moon's retribution.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. Take care, Rerir of Solnari.
Thanks, Thorkel.
So he believes the agents of the Crimson Moon are after him and his would-be wife?
I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't. The Moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of... I have to get a clear answer from him.
Rerir seems to be very concerned. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. I've investigated this whole area now. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a sec.
Black? That's green.
So, he's late after all.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am?
Orlog?
Could I tempt you into buying...
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm a...
For someone so young?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
His Arlecchino's eyes.
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately. Not long ago, the Rerir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're...
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's Guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner.
Why are...
Simple. It's because...
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony
He got her
won't last much
memories.
longer. I think it's time to call
He got
it a
her
day.
memories eventually.
So that was your doing?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you I gotta admit, though,
Yep.
I'm itching to see...
I'm just as curious as
So
you
that
are.
was all contained within the
ceremony
fragment
only allows for limited time inside.
of
That's
his
all we
soul
can see for now.
that we got
Luckily,
in
we
Act
managed
2.
to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good.
It was
I
inside
just hope,
Flynn's.
especially the group with the Traveler.
If you're worried about them.
If I know boss,
Alright, the final group. Oh, nope, we're back at the Thunderclap Reef.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them console. Oh, that's never. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rerir. Oh. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things!
We can't keep going like this. Arlecchino.
Fire.
Arlecchino.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Red and black. Up on her strings, up above. That was quick. Yeah! Oh, what a boss! In her boss form. Okay, never mind.
Right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while.
Who are you flexing for here, Arlecchino? Oh, back to Cindrone. Arlecchino. Oh my god, look at that little Arlecchino drawing. That was so cute. Who is she flexing for, though? Who's aura farming a hard there? And, like, you know, Lady Kutar Columbina is not impressed, and we've met you and fought you and beat you a bunch of times.
Whatever. I've got all the data I need.
Bosco #1.
He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
Lady Lynette and Fremi!
How considerate of... Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machine. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty.
Then let's start downstairs.
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourself.
She's so sweet. Are we gonna bring Arlecchino here? Yeah, we are. Arlecchino's there. So it's... Return to the secret base. Is it close to the Konkake workshop? There was a wild hunt, one of the pillars of the wild hunts right over here. Did fight the fire one. Blazing Brilliance, Gleaming Charge, Tangled Vines, Ice Crystal. So cool. They were the emissaries, or favored by the divine emissary of the Frost Moon. Cool. So I did fight the fire one. Okay, I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, I remember fighting plenty of the Dendro and Pyro. Oh my god, wait a second! We were over here. I think it was on our first or second stream of Nod Cry, when we discovered one of the locked caves that was blocked off when we were exploring all of our fishing spots. We saw this thing over there that looked like a perfect black hole portal. And we ran over there as Farina. And I'm like, oh, but it's nothing. There was nothing there. There was something there. It was the entrance. That's wild. Down there is Knuckle Duckle. And over to there is the thing I have marked where the Wild Hunt endlessly spawn. That's crazy. This is one of the first spots that I saw, and I'm like, oh, this is clearly a thing from a distance, and I walked over, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing. Why would they make it so prominent and distinct?
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one...
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing.
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back.
I see. But first, who do we have here?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I
Yep.
seen them?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon...
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nod Cry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold...
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about...
A Fatui.
The atmosphere in... We can't just start trusting Fatui Harbingers.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui.
Nor does Nod Cry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Arlecchino is instrumental in helping us save the whole of Fontaine.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of many of our troubles.
Oh, that's true in every nation. They tried to steal the weapon of Barbatos. They stole his Gnosis and kicked him like a puppy. They were responsible for the resurrection of Osile of the Vortex in Leeway, and that led to an all-out war. They were the direct cause of all of the problems in Inazuma, most of the problems in Inazuma, not the Vision Hunter Cree, but the what is it called? The bad visions. Yeah. And that led to us beating up Senora so bad a god killed her. They were responsible for, again, about half the trouble. The other half was forbidden knowledge and the sages. But they were trying to create an artificial god in Sumeru.
We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skip, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll
but then
just
Lauma
have to
brings
go
it up.
along with it. She's the fourth of the...
Yoda has grown on me so much.
Since Miss
They have made
Arlecchino
her the
sounds
most
confident in her
expressive
ability
character.
to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic.
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson Moon.
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power from its reflect. But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem
The
of
Black
Conria.
Star.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rerir of Solnari to secretly hunt down the Crimson Moon's few remaining followers. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal.
There we go.
And what's the
Melindus,
matter?
after Rerir gained his body, he called out that name.
Verfnir, Freindaughter.
We know today.
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerir appeared to be lucid and quite normal. Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian...
The Curse of Immortality.
Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the cat.
If we could somehow find her...
It's possible.
I don't think so, because her eyes didn't have the
We can't
the
pin
star
all
symbol,
our
right?
hopes on that. That merchant who never knows.
All right, then. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied, and at this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger.
I'll head back to the curatorium.
Feels good knowing we've all got something. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
Alright then!
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything...
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Stay safe, everyone.
Yeah, they are.
We're back. Did we get here a little early? Or a little late?
Late.
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found us a new ally. And Boss Nefer has uncovered some promising info. Everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired. Oh, right. Inefa, could you...
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the wild hunt in Amsvartnir, you discovered that it was just a diversion. But according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the wild hunt had already occurred in Nodcry, and that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act.
Flintz. I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoy. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsvartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say...
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions.
What is that?
They were betting on how you'd respond.
It's the obvious choice.
We already decided that Inefa should go investigate the situation over at... Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides,
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Okay, back to Silvermoon Hall. Arlecchino. Okay.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this, we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds Flame.
Huh? Are you serious?
Yes.
You're a descendant of that Crimson Moon.
We've known that for, I guess, not an official lore, but we've known that for over 2 years.
Your surprise is understandable, but the more I thought about it, when I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire.
The giant fiery explosion from her animated special.
Me. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent
like I said, the moon of the abyss.
Fused with the abyss to prolong its life. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
That's a lot. We've been curious about the blackened hands for a while. The only other character we've seen with it was Caterpillar, who was a altered Hilichurl. So that was a Conrian who was corrupted by the Abyss. So that would make... Or no, who was that was the Curse of the Wilderness. But Caterpillar was experimented on with abyssal technologies by the Golden Troop. So that would make sense.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the
Paimon has a question! So, the Crimson Moon that the Carians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moon sisters. Does that mean that the Carians were to the Crimson Moon
As the Frost Moon Scions are to the Frost Moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear.
They were anti-god. It was
The
more of a source of power.
Moon's remains simply served as their link to the Abyss. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide.
Yep.
Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup and drove... Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your...
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon. Objective and anyway, time is again. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letters, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself, you and...
That's right. For the iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession...
Oh, that's insane.
You'll be even more powerful.
Deal. Then let's get
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobranto Innamorato.
We've read Harry.
You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine.
Already have it.
It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside the tank in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage
I've already
that
talked about
received
all of
children
this.
from beyond the bounds of this world, and subjected them to a peculiar induction.
Beyond the bounds of this world?
The Crimson Moon Sages
They were
looked
trying to
beyond
get
this
Descenders,
world for
yep.
beings with powers that surpassed the gods.
Descenders.
But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process of refinement. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept
House of the
asking
Hearth.
them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two." The book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled, leaving an indelible mark upon them.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world.
But there's no fireplace here. Oh.
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames, but those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage.
Oh, it's your friend.
In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap. In short, I can open a passage to that space for. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open.
Understood.
Very well. Then
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire
Cool.
severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent.
Is that the remnant of the Crimson Moon? Flaming stare. Clean.
One word of advice as you're crossing over. No matter.
Got it.
I sense a sinister gloom. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend.
Only embers remain.
Seismic changes often begin with small windows of
feel you, buddy. Taking a picture of this is kind of sick. I can't take pictures.
I sense your presence and crave
Voice of the Myth.
and rebirth. Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcended fate itself. I have no right to.
This is cool.
Hey, look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot, right? Is that the abyss? It's
Cool.
practically filled the entire place.
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the
Sonari.
abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon.
Careful! There's something Haimon's right. By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Not in, not cry. Oh, well.
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
It is shattered. That's crazy looking. But it doesn't look as broken as the Eternal Moon.
Defensive mode engaged. Can't hide the truth.
Uh-oh. My question, how are there hill turtles here?
Cleanup sequence in It all adds up.
No claw!
Rune Guardians and Rune Graders, that makes sense. Right, they would not have been... Unless maybe they're Conorians who existed within this space and stayed within this space the whole time. And thus the curse of the wilderness would affect them.
Huh? Huh? For real? That's weird.
No. I'm not sensing anything up. It's coming from under the mountain.
Up that lake.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over the water. Wait, See that? Looks like a mechan...
And it kind of looks like ooze or corruption.
Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues.
Call it filth or corruption like it was in the chasm.
Hey, look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow in the water looks different. Do you think these mechanisms might be...
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Felindis? Is that Rerir's girlfriend?
She was a researcher at the university.
So...
The Abyss has made this space maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me waning moon. Oh, lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Morning still and wistful tone. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the mysteries of the Crimson Moon's...
Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Cleanup sequence initiated. For this time, no more lies.
Let's see what you're made of. It all falls into place.
Leave this place.
Purify that, and use it to purify that. Another memory?
I see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the key to unlocking. If it really does exist, then maybe this...
Short one. It's a reflection of the moon.
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to access the chamber. Oh, Rerir. With every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, The Vinster King has sunken deeper into madness.
Ever since that outsider has stepped foot in Conria.
If only I could get my hands on that outsider.
Our sibling?
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Olympus's voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow. Do you think maybe it's hidden in the moon's
It must be.
Then there's no time to lose!
So could it be like maybe they coveted the power of the sibling? Cool.
These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow!
Kick, kick, kick!
How brilliant! That must be the iridescent moon's mirror! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it! Strike a pose!
Insulation chamber.
Boris, protect.
Cool.
Shower me with praise!
Leave this
Defensive mode.
Laid bare. This is where you fall.
Hang in there! We're so close!
We're fine.
Let's call a ceasefire!
Insulation chamber deployed. Ultimatum protocol.
Transfixed.
Huge. Is that it?
We finally...
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away like an undying flame. If we can purify the abyssal power within, we
That's my specialty. Yum, 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 yum. But that power to absorb and purify the abyss is what drew the Vinster King and the people of Conria to our siblings.
Is it you?
Huh?
At long last. I can see you. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Even knowing what was to come. The moment the moon shattered, my body began to
Is this what's
split
left of the
apart
iridescent
piece by
moon's sister,
piece.
Solnari?
Like I was being cut into pieces by 1,000 blunt blades. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? If only you look so
But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason. Farewell, Hypo.
Hypa something was the previous moon?
What was that all about? Was that the god? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend.
Perhaps. She took me for the goddess of the frost moon she once for a fading soul like hers.
But anyway, we got the iridescent. All right, time to leave this place.
So that was the previous moon goddess, yeah. Oh, cutscene.
This place looks
Second
different than
cutscene.
when we came in.
Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel.
Oh.
Okay, Crimson Moon, chill out.
Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Cool. Always clean. We chopped it and it created a path. I could see her being either a bow or a catalyst user.
Finally! Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
So, Traveler, Columbina, and Arlecchino are the three new moons, essentially.
Oh, wait. Was that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry.
If I can purify the abyssal power...
No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy whatever's left of it.
Oh...
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the...
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing.
Okay.
Now, Columbina, give me your hand. Accept this moonlight I
So
offer
she's
in
taking the
return.
core of that moon, that marrow, that raw power, and... Again... My analogy might have been better than I thought. If we're the blender, we're the blade, and I called Columbina a fridge, the frost moon, Arlecchino would be an oven, right? Powered by electricity. And we're taking the electricity, but she still has that gas-powered oven. So she has this new power and technique, and she's just lending us the electricity used to power it. Ooh, well, everything
Feeling
is growing in
stronger?
response to her.
Hey, Columbina!
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned. At least to the level it was at as third harp.
It's still not a... just... one more ray of moonlight.
Don't push yourself.
I can...
Oh, both of us together. Ah, dang it. Dagnabbit.
How about now?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hid. I want to see him gone from Nodcry. The Rerir of Solnari and his wild hunt must be sent back where they...
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the Frost Moon, once the brightest of them all.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, but whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new
name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. All right, that's it.
Is it gonna be the same as
Then go meet up with
the Wanderer?
Sandrone.
Once we get her, we get to name her? Or is it once we get her, she gets a new character name?
You're the best!
Let us know next time you need a hand.
I appreciate the gesture.
Alright. So that is it for Act 3.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words,
All is
mission accomplished.
foretold.
Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing.
Alright, well, I guess we'll find out how everyone else is doing next time. So I have a couple more things to do. For the rest of this week, we had the rest of this week planned and plotted out. Yesterday I did Ghost of Yotei. Today was Genshin. Tomorrow is Digimon, and tomorrow I plan on doing a big Digimon stream and finishing off the game. Digimon Story Time Stranger has gone up so far and it's not as high on the list as Expedition 33, but it's in my, and I would not have expected it, it's in my rankings for Game of the Year. I've been loving it. So we're going to finish that on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to make some big progress in Pokemon. Friday is Little Nightmares 3 because it's Halloween. I don't think I'm going to be able to stream on Saturday. I have a party, and it's a state away, so I got to do a long drive to get there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe I can cancel my Sunday plans because they were small and do I was gonna do Yotei and Pokemon on Sunday, but I think the optional quest here ends Sunday. Yeah, so maybe I can do Yotei, Saurian, Genshin, and Pokemon on Sunday. And add an extra third thing to that list. I think that might be a good idea. So it would be that. So Sunday would be Yotei, Pokemon, and Genshin. And on that, I would do the Saurian Sojourn and Act 4 of this. Act 3 is done, which means the nation that doesn't exist. An elegy for Faded Moonlight. That is the name of the current thing. As soon as we get that, we also get 560 primos. And the big thing, the thing I'm the most excited for Act 4, is there's one other character featured on this, on the art. Right? Arlecchino, we saw her there. Nefer, obviously, in the background is Rerir, Varka, Traveler, Columbina. There's one other character on there, right next to the words Elegy for Faded Moonlight, is Baby Durin in his new humanoid form. Which means, are we going to be getting Durin in the next available? Which means maybe we'll get playable Durin in the next patch? I know patch 3 is usually the Archon. It wasn't in the previous, in Natlan. Right, Mawika wasn't available until patch 1.3, which was the 4th patch of Natlan, or of what was it, 5.3? Because 5.0 was Mualani and Kinich. 5.1 right like this was patch 1. These were in the first patch. And the second patch was Fremi and Nuvalet. The third patch was Risley. Or no, that was the second half of this patch. And then the third of Fontaine was Charlotte Farina. Then was Navia. Then yeah. Then as soon as we got to Sumeru, it was Kachina, Mualani, Kinich. These were day 1, then these were the second half, then he was the second half of that patch. Then was Shalonin, was in 5.1. Then the third patch was Auroron and Chaska. Then, or the 4th patch of Natlan was Sitlali and Mawika. And that was on January 1st. I forgot all about that. That was New Year's Day. That was wild. And all these guys came later. So, for this, Aino and Lauma were 1. Then the second half of 1 was Flynn's. The first half of Luna 1 is Nefer.
If ever you...
And that's for another 2 weeks.
The animals in Nodcry behave in
Who's
ways
in the second half
do not
of Luna 1? I
understand.
don't remember.
Just ask me and I will
I
explain.
think it was just more regular characters, right? Genshin, Banner... So I'm still curious when we're gonna get Yehuda. Genshin 6.1 banners. Or Luna 2 as it's called. It's Nefer and Farina, then Zhongli and Arlecchino. That makes sense, you know? I would have gone Nefer, Arlecchino, then Zhongli, Farina, but I get they want to separate Archons because they're always big sellers. And also, there's way more synergy between Nefer and Farina. And rerunning Arlecchino makes sense. I wonder if they have any idea about what the next banners would be. Because I would hope the next banners would be Columbina, Yehoda, and maybe either Durin or Varka, but I can see them being later, even if they're introduced now. Hypothetically... Okay. Cool. And I know, you know, leaks are never to be trusted. But if I was looking at leaks hypothetically, Lunar 3, which would be the next main patch, not the next half patch. The next half patch is Zhongli and Arlecchino. The next full patch would hypothetically be Durin and Yehoda. And then Columbina would not be the next full patch, but 6.3, which would be the fourth patch, same as what happened in Natlan.
Shines its light upon you.
So I'm guessing 6.3 would be the end of the story for Nodcry. Which means 6.4 would probably be Varka. 6.5 would probably be Nicole. And 6.7 would probably be Alice. And then in one of there we'll also get Sandrone.
If ever you find that the animals in Nodcry behave in ways you do not understand, just ask me and I will explain.
Right? Were there any other characters coming out? Varka, Sandrone, Nicole, Alice, and Durin. Okay. Durin and Yehoda have officially been teased on Hoyoverse's social marketing team. Okay. So that's not even a leak anymore. So yes, good. Okay, so Durin and Yehoda are coming out in the next patch. That's awesome. I'm so excited for Durin. I'm 100% pulling on Durin. Yehoda is just going to be a 4-star incidental. I hope they're at least on the same patch so I can just get a couple of her as I'm going for Durin. Yeah, I don't know how to speculate the remaining 4, because the remaining 4 are such big characters. Nicole, Varka, Sandrone, and Alice. Because it's another Fatui Harbinger. Another 2 members of the Hexen Circle. And the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius. So... a lot of big characters are going to be coming out. And Columbina would be in the final patch. I'm very curious when... There's one other character who's been mentioned a couple times. A certain Fatui Harbinger that we dislike. Who's been mentioned multiple times. Number 2, because we know he's around and active, right? What is the Doctor up to during all of this? I would expect if he's going to show up, it would be in whatever patch Sandrone becomes playable. And she's gonna deal with the Fatui Harbinger side of... you know, what's been going on. If that makes sense. Yeah, sometimes when we solve these, they get sealed. Sometimes they don't.
Defensive mode engaged.
Let's see what you're made of.
Look, a rainbow!
Can I just prove it?
Let's see what you're made of.
Right, see, this one, well, sometimes when we defeat the monsters, the darkness gets dispelled. Not this one. That's why it's marked on my map as a special one. Alright, well. That's probably where I'm going to call it for now. I'm excited to play more as Nefer. She seems incredibly elegant. I dig her style, and she a baddie. We're almost done with Gumming, I think, in here. Alright, which means we got some new people to build some friendship with. Alright, well, this is where I'm going to call it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It was great to get back into the swing of Genshin after the disappointment that was last stream's Millie Astral Wonderland test and the incredibly failed Nefer pulls. Getting Nefer, I failed on the weapon banner pull, but whatever. Don't care. Getting Nefer to play as is great. And we still have a patch and a half to build up some money to start saving for Durin. And if he's on the second half of the banner, that actually might be helpful. We'll find out. That's it for this thing that I'm doing. I will be back tomorrow to finish Digimon. Very excited about that. If you've been watching any of my Digimon streams, you know how hyped I have been. Done a little bit of grinding off stream. I also have one game that I'm very excited to play. Just for me. I might do one stream of it on stream. I might not do any of it on stream. Jurassic World Evolution 3 came out. And I just love the sandbox and park builder modes. And it's just a good chill stream, chill vibe. And sometimes I need that. Yeah. Alright, well thank you so much. Join me tomorrow for Digimon, Thursday for Pokemon, Friday for Little Nightmares, Sunday for Yote, Pokemon, and Genshin. Have a good one. Till next time, stay awesome. Peace.